Hi, I'm Chuck Conyers. I wrote Dogwood.
Here's the next question. The setting of Dogwood feels atmospheric and rich with history. How did you go about creating this town, and did you draw on real places or experiences? Oh, yes. Dogwood is every town, USA, in the South in the 60s. Now, I was born 10 years after the events in this story. I have the benefit of having parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents who experienced a lot of the things that I talk about in this book, especially when it comes to the characters in the town. My father was in Vietnam. He was in the Air Force, and he dealt with a lot of the racism that may seem like a shock in this book. This is nothing compared to like some of the things my father, with his own countrymen, with people in the same, fighting on the same side he is. He had to deal with that, like that anger and that disgusting nonsense. I was born in 1972, so I remember a little bit of the 70s. I really remember the 80s. And I grew up in a predominantly white suburb in New Jersey. And while some Gen Xers will try to tell you that, oh, it was a racial Shangri-La, it wasn't. White folks, in my experience, especially growing up, go out of their way to let you know that you're black and what they think about that. Unwarranted always. I have like story after story after story about dealing with that animus right up front. Folks had at a certain point become more accustomed to hiding it. These days, not so much. I think people feel more emboldened these days to wear their bigotry on their sleeves because they think it's okay. And they're shocked by the response to that, which is also very funny. I've been in situations where, you know, like with Agent Green, who, unlike me, and Agent Green is white passing, so he's light-skinned to the point where the white people in this southern town don't know that he's black, so he blends in, and they don't really feel the need to, well, it wouldn't be the need to mask anything. They certainly wouldn't, and they would probably kill him, likely. Well, if you read the book, you would see how they feel about black people. So the atmosphere of kind of conveying the kind of like thick weight of racism and people who hold those attitudes. I think if you're a person of color living in this country, that's all you know when you are around a certain demographic of people. You start noticing differences when you travel. You go to certain places outside of the US where the weight of history doesn't exist, and you feel like it is a drastic difference. I mean, even being in, places like, in some places in Europe, for example, it is a completely different type of feeling than it is in the United States. The United States, there's always this oppressive weight hanging around. And that is the weight of sin committed by millions of people in this country. Sins against humanity, crimes against humanity, atrocities, domestic terrorism. That was one of the things I wanted to convey in this book, is, especially from Agent Green's point of view, even though, again, no one knows that he's black, there is this constant fear that he has that he'll be found out, and that haunts him.